It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, showtime. What's happening, everybody? Yes, you know. What time is it? It's showtime. Dame, my man up in Portland, he's hurt. Damian Lillard, one of the best players in the NBA, he would be like, it's Dame time. Nah, it's G time. Time for the Geno Jones Show. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe, like, and share. Please subscribe, share, and like to the Geno Jones Show, the Geno Jones channel, part of the Geno Jones Network, right here on my YouTube channel. Tell everybody you know, all your friends, family, co-workers, strangers, folks you love, that you like, you kind of like, ain't really too sure about, can't stand, hate, doesn't matter. I'll take them all. We will take them all to be a part of the Geno Jones family right here on the Geno Jones Network. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get right into the show. I'm really excited. Listen, you guys watch me on a regular basis. You know, a lot of times my monologue, I am a social justice warrior. A lot of social political commentary. I just like to speak truth to power in any arena. It doesn't matter what it is. Politics, business, sports, medicine, law, our everyday life, policing, it doesn't matter. But 2022 is the midterm election year. This might be our last chance. Now, some of you all are going to say, okay, Geno, here you go again. There you go, over the top. Okay, you can take this for granted. You cannot take this serious. But please hear me. This year could be our last chance, our real last chance to save this democracy, or what we know as a democracy. Because even what we know as a democracy has really been flawed for black folks since 1619 here in this country, even before it became the United States of America. You've heard and seen me talk about that many times. Many of my monologues, we talk about that. The experience of not just black people, people of African descent, but our Native American indigenous brothers and sisters, our brown brothers and sisters from the region, Mexico, like before it became Texas, and New Mexico, and Arizona, and Southern California. I digress. So it is a midterm election year, probably for real, our last chance to save what we know as a democracy. You've got cities, counties, states, and people in Washington, D.C. Passing laws, banning abortions after 6 weeks, telling women what they can and can't do with their body, which is kind of ironic. You got a bunch of old men out of touch. You got a lot of old, powerful, rich, wealthy, white men telling women of all races, which is just ironic. I just think it's outrageous and outlandish that any man would sit back and kind of dictate what women can do with their bodies. When a lot of times men, we put women in those situations. And men would never tolerate women or anybody else or another man telling him what he could do with his body. All right. And fellas, listen, we can't stand to be constipated. So the thought of C-sections and breech babies and vaginal births, God knew what he was doing, because he said, listen, if men have to bring life into this world, humans would have been extinct centuries ago. That's real talk. So we are in a very precarious situation. Like I said, women are losing their reproductive rights. We got a Supreme Court that is poised and chomping at the bits to basically strike down Roe versus Wade, which says that abortions should be safe and legal here in the United States. You got politicians allowing other politicians to basically throw out your vote, especially for black and brown people. Like, even if you turn out and vote like we did in 2020, it's like, nah, too many of y'all voted. You know what? Just throw them votes out. They don't count because you voted for the wrong person. And let's make sure that we shut down some of your polling places. So you have to stand in line for 10 hours. Oh, and by the way, nobody can give you food or water. If they give you food and water, like maybe you have an elderly mom or dad in the 70s or 80s, and they have to stand in line for 10 hours. But if somebody gives them food or water, that person can go to jail. Are you serious? We got schools making it illegal to teach children about slavery, the Civil War, and the Holocaust. In the infamous words of Vince Lombardi, what the hell is going on here? We need more people. We need, especially we as black people and people of color, our brown brothers and sisters, our Asian American brothers and sisters, our Afro-Latino brothers and sisters, our anti-racist white brothers and sisters. We need you to run for every office, from dog catcher, school board, city council people, aldermen, alder people, board county presidents, mayors, governors, state senators, U.S. senators, U.S. state representatives, the president, and state representatives, which leads me to my guest. He is a husband, he is a father, he is an educator, he is a leader in the community. He is just, as my grandfather says, and I found this out from everybody that's talked about this man, he is called the salt of the earth. So if somebody says that person is the salt of the earth, that means they're a good person. You can put your money on them. You can trust that their word is their bond, that their morals and values and their sense of compassion, empathy, and humanity is outstanding. And this young man is running to be the next state representative of District 97 here in the state of South Carolina. It is my honor to bring on camera, as I play DJ Cassidy and pass the mic, bring him on camera, ReZsaun Lewis. Brother ReZsaun, how are you, man?
How you doing, Mr. Jones? How's it going?
I'm honored to have you. We've been trying to put this connection together. I'm happy to have you. Shout out to your 49ers. You got the big game Sunday night.
Yeah, man, we're excited. You know, it's just game by game season. They're doing everything they can to give me a heart attack before this election.
But I don't know about them. Maybe Garoppolo, your quarterback, is doing everything.
It's a team game, man. It's a team game. There's no I in team.
Yeah, but the team ain't trying to throw the game, get a game away. I'm sure Garoppolo makes you nervous as a 49er.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. But, again, it's just like, when you talk about politics in life, you can't put it on the back of one person. Sometimes you're going to have those weak links. You're going to have those times where you got to pick your teammate up. And, as a country, as a team, we gotta pull each other up, and make sure that we all get to the finish line together. They don't give the win to the defense and then tell the offense to stay home next week. The offense gotta put their cleats on next week and come back out. So I'm just hoping that they put their cleats back on, come on out, and correct the errors, and we can get to the Super Bowl. But one game at a time.
Right. And when in doubt, that's where good leadership comes in.
Right.
Like you have a head coach that basically says, okay, you know what? We're going to hand the ball off to number 19. Yeah. We're going to hand the ball off. Right. Don't worry. I don't need you throwing the ball. What I need you to do, I need you to hand this ball off to 25.
We need a solid 15 to 20 good passes. Right. 15 to 20 solid passes will be fine.
So Kyle Shanahan, a note to you, don't try to be a hero like you were in the Super Bowl against the Patriots. We know how that turned out. So anyway.
Our number is 30 runs, 20 passes.
There you go.
30 runs, 20 passes.
Wait, you trust Garoppolo in an NFC championship game to go to the Super Bowl to throw the ball 20 times? Oh, he
threw it when we played the Packers in, I want to say when we played the Packers in week 8, I want to say he threw the ball at 35 times. And we only lost by a field goal at the end.
How many interceptions did he throw, and how many near interceptions did he throw?
Well, the near interceptions is the question. The near interceptions is the question. He don't throw a whole lot of interceptions. Those near interceptions are the ones.
Those pick sixes are. That's a whole. Sir. It's funny because I think if I'm correct, I think is because Stafford, the quarterback for the Rams, he's just as bad. I think didn't Stafford lead the league in pick sixes?
He's led the league in pick sixes several times.
I'm sure Garoppolo probably right there next to him.
Garoppolo's actually risk averse. If you think about Garoppolo, if you think about what Garoppolo is, he came up under that Bill Belichick system. So he's very risk averse as far as being a quarterback. He's in that Tom Brady brand. Like Tom Brady doesn't throw a whole lot of interceptions. And he was really the heir apparent to Tom Brady. So he plays more Brady-ish, like early Brady, not Bucks Brady, but like those first 5, 6, 7 years of Brady.
When the
that
defense,
was Brady.
When the defense carried Tom Brady, or as I call him, Lucifer, or the luckiest of all time, which is
He's the GOAT, man.
So
he got 7.
Listen. So once you become a state senator, you know we could do the whole Skip and Shannon or Stephen A. and Michael Irvin. Obviously,
I'm here for it.
I think we got a live audition right here that we could do this thing.
We got something special. I think we can send the tape to ESPN. I love it.
I love it, man. Hey, you know, we can do our own thing. I got my own media company. Let's do our own thing. I'm about entrepreneurship. Let's do our own thing. If they want to holler at us, you can speak to ReZaun's agent or my agent. We got that. We'll make that happen. So
Absolutely.
Listen, let me segue and transition here. Like I said, this year is a midterm election, and you are running to be the next state representative here in District 97 in South Carolina. So I want the viewers to know, what's your story? Tell us, who is ReZaun Lewis?
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much, first of all, for having me, Mr. Jones. As you mentioned, this is something we've been working to set up for a while. I've always had a great deal of respect for everything that you do and everything that you've done, not just in the community, but as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a person who genuinely cares about the people of the Low Country and seeing great things happen, you know, in the world. So, first of all, thank you for having me and providing a platform that someone like myself can come on and just freely speak about my campaign and who I am.
Well, let me thank you. And I appreciate the respect, my brother. Like I said, everybody's spoken highly of you, Geno. You know, I'm good. And you know,
yes, sir. Geno, I got you.
Once you hit it like a certain point, like when you get to half a century, it's like we don't have to do Mr.
Hold off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm trying to hold on to the little bit of you I got as long.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much, Geno. I got you.
There we go.
Yes, sir. So for those who don't know me, my name is ReZaun Lewis. I'm really excited to be here tonight. If you don't know me, I'm a husband, I'm a father, veteran, educator, and community leader. I currently serve as the executive director of Low Country Youth Services, where we create youth engagement, youth empowerment opportunities, as well as community workshops for young people to bridge the gaps that exist in the community for young people, which I have done since 2016. Before that, I was a teacher. I taught in both Berkeley County and Dorchester District schools. And before that, I was a member of the United States Army, where I served for 6.5 years as a paralegal. I'm a proud native of North Charleston, South Carolina. And in 2001, I graduated from North Charleston High School. I spent the bulk of my childhood on a street called West Montague Avenue. My parents were never married, so I guess you could say I'm from a single-parent home, though I wouldn't. I wouldn't because though my father was never in my home, he was always in my life. My father was the hardest working man that I've ever known. My mom, she ensured that our family home was filled with love and laughter, regardless of our surroundings. In addition to my parents, my grandmother and my grandfather were crucial figures in my upbringing. From my grandparents, I learned about the importance of treating people the right way, and the importance of always representing yourself in the best way that you can. My brothers, those are my iron. Those are my first roasting partners, my first debate opponents, my first fight opponents, and my first friends. We knew we had each other if we had nobody else. See, kids from my part of the town were not expected to accomplish a lot in terms of positive outcomes. Many kids that I grew up with ended up in unfortunate situations and couldn't escape the circumstances that we faced. And despite the challenging conditions of our neighborhood, growing up in that environment taught me very specific values that have always stuck with me wherever I've gone in the world. Values like loyalty, respect, and always remember where I came from. I chose to commit to our country after high school by enlisting in the United States Army, where I served for 6.5 years. During my time in the Army, I learned more skills and attributes, like the importance of working as a team and the idea of we before me, duty and honor. I came home in 2007 and enrolled at the College of Charleston in 2009, where I obtained the skills necessary to properly educate and mold the minds of the next generation of leaders. And for 5 years, I taught in Berkeley County and Dorchester District schools. While teaching, I found another love related to the youth, mentorship. See, I identified that even though the schools create the infrastructure and they get so much criticism, the truth is for a lot of kids, the school is the only structure they have. So I said, I want to create opportunities outside of schools for young men and young women to be able to be empowered and uplifted. And with that, I joined Low Country Youth Services in 2016, where we started the Distinguished Gentlemen's Club of Somerville. Now, even though I joined in 2016, that organization's been around since 2008. And for 2017 to 2019, I helped to spearhead the Somerville Community Back to School Bash. In 2019, I was named the Executive Director of Low Country Youth Services. My entire life has been driven by three principles: community, commitment, and character. I'm running for District 97 because I believe in the power of us. I believe that the people of District 97 need a champion who's willing to listen to their concerns and not assume that I have all the answers. I believe that together, we can build coalitions of change that will have a great, significant difference for the people of our district. I'm running because I want to build a better country that takes pride in educating our young people and ensuring that everyone has access to quality health care. I'm running because I want small business owners to be able to maintain their life's work while also paying their employees a livable wage. I'm running because I want to ensure that the relationships between law enforcement and their communities are not a fight for power, but instead a collaborative effort that helps communities stay crime-free and safe. I deserve your vote. I deserve your vote because I've served the state of South Carolina throughout my life. I've committed time and time again to taking the hard right instead of the easy left. I have fought through situations in my life that may have destroyed other people, and yet here I stand before you today. I made a career out of working with people, regardless of their background, race, party, or socioeconomic status, to produce sustainable outcomes in the community. I have stood side by side with you, the people, as we've watched our country be torn apart by party allegiances and gridlock in Congress and the State House. You should vote for me because I will listen more than I speak, and I will act in your name. I will be a representative that you can proudly call your own. I will fight to make sure that the resources necessary to get the job done in the state of South Carolina are acquired for the people of District 97. I know this because it's what I've always had to do. I had to do it in the military. I had to do it in the classroom. I had to do it as a community leader. And now I'm asking that you allow me to do it in the State House. I'm not running to be the best Democrat. I'm not running for a title. I'm running to be your voice at the table. I want to represent you. Together, we can do so much. I know it's a cliche, but together, everyone truly achieves more. I want to build a team, and I want you on that team. And like any other team, I will need people to fulfill different roles. The team will require money, so I need y'all to go to my website and donate. The team will require people to work. So I'm going to need you to volunteer. I'm going to need you to knock on doors. I'm going to need you to canvass. I'm going to need you to invite me out to talk to your friends, your family, your churches, your social groups. I need you to work with me. But most of all, this team needs wisdom. And so I need you to talk to me and let me know how to best serve you. Now, the first step in joining my team is to support my candidacy to be your next representative for State House District 97. So join me today by visiting my website. That's ReZaunForsc.com. That's ReZaunForsc.com. And follow me on social media at ReZaunForsc. Thank you so much. And that's my spiel.
So, ReZaun, before I let you get out of here, I believe in speaking things into existence. So I'm going to say when you become state representative for District 97, yes, not if, when.
Yes, when, yes, sir.
What are the maybe top three, or it may be one specific priority that you want to address that will make the lives of everybody in your district make their lives better? What would be that one priority? Or if you've got a list of the top three things that you want to make a priority to get done once you go up to Columbia?
Very easy, very easy. So I'm a kid from North Charleston. That's something I always tell people. I wear it on my sleeve everywhere I go. If I had a sleeve, I guess if I had a proverbial sleeve, it would say North Charleston. So a lot of the things that I feel and a lot of things that really drive me are rooted in my history coming from North Charleston. But one thing that I do understand is that District 97 is a mostly rural district. So a lot of the issues that we're worried about, they would think don't apply in these rural areas. So I want to make sure, first of all, that any platform that I have is reflective of the people of District 97. That's really key, and it's really important. That's why it's important that the people of District 97 go to my website and let's sit down and let's talk about what you want. But ReZaun, if you're asking ReZaun Lewis, I'm telling you, my main concerns are this. One, I'm a former teacher. So education and workforce development are very, very important, especially in an area where you got young people in a state, which the state of South Carolina, last we checked, was what, 45th in the nation in education.
Wow.
So we got to do what we can to make sure that we're uplifting our people in the schools. Now, as a former teacher, I'm not one that's willing to put all this blame at the feet of teachers. I am telling you that people do not go into education because they want to see students fail. They go out there, they join this education where they're underpaid, underappreciated, and under-resourced because they want to make a difference. So what we at the State House can do is give them the tools that they need to be successful. We can pay them properly. We can make sure that they have the utilities and the resources that are necessary. Make sure that they don't have to go inside their pockets to pay for their school supplies. Make sure that they have support from the families. Make sure that they have everything they need to be successful, including social emotional learning that is supported by small nonprofit organizations that can push into schools and provide additional support. So that's one thing. So I want to see class sizes reduced. I want to see mental health counselors in every school, and I want to see teacher salaries raised. That's one. Secondly, I want to see infrastructure improvements. This rural area, we know the issues of the rural area. Broadband should be, it's not a luxury to have broadband anymore. It should be it's a necessity. Yes. We saw what happened in the last couple of years with COVID. How many jobs have moved to remote work? So that means how much jobs could be used by people in the rural area? What kind of economic improvements can we see just by people having access to broadband? Back to education. You have kids having to stay home from school because schools are closed due to COVID. Guess what they can't do? Use the internet. Why? Because there's no broadband. So we got to make sure we're looking at that. Road improvements, that's infrastructure. We got to make sure we're building better roads, building better infrastructure, improving water systems. How many of these water systems haven't been checked in decades? We have old pipes. We still have lead in pipes. People getting disgusting water in areas like Denmark. That's a problem. We got to fix it. My third big issue, healthcare access. In rural areas, it's too hard to get to a hospital. My family's from St. George. St. George right now in District 97. My mother's father got sick. He got really sick, and they had to take him from St. George to the hospital. Wow. I called my mom and said, okay, cool, let's go see him. We're going to St. George, right? She said, no, we have to go to Walterboro. Wait, you got to travel from St. George to Walterboro to get to a hospital that can see you if you're really sick? That's a problem. Yes. That's a problem that the state of South Carolina has got to fix. So one, access to these hospitals. We need more hospitals that can do more work and help more people in quicker times. So we need to improve that. Secondly, we have to make sure that people who don't drive, elderly people, especially in areas where younger people are getting older and leaving the community and leaving the older families to fend for themselves, yes. We got to have better transportation to the hospitals. And then the last thing under healthcare is, of course, expanding healthcare. We cannot just, like what President Obama did with the Affordable Care Act, we know the limitations that were placed on them there. We got to finish the job. That means we need to expand the Affordable Care Act. Now, I got to be honest with you. I'm not a Medicare for all guy. I think people should have the right to choose their own health care if they so want to. But I think everybody should have some form of health care. I don't think an American citizen in the greatest country in the world should be able to live their life without the ability to walk into a hospital and say, I need to be seen without it costing them an arm and a leg. So those are my top three. I have more, but limited time.
Okay, well, listen, I appreciate it. And I'm not going to limit you, but I know you're busy and I know you have some other obligations. But ReZsaun, before I let you get out of here, is there one, if you don't mind sharing with the viewers, is there one incident, one event in your life that really has shaped and molded who you are as ReZsaun Lewis, state representative, soon to be state representative for District 97, along with the community leader, father, educator, and husband? What would that one event, one thing be, if you don't mind sharing it with us?
Wow, that's a great question. That's an amazing question. And when I look at my life, I have a really interesting story. One day, I just wrote a book, I Need Answers Volume 1. I just released this book last year, and I talked a lot about my story in that book, even though that book is not really about me. It's more about men and men's ability to thrive in life with or without a positive male role model. So it's my story in a line with 28 other people who I interviewed for the book, so it's not just me. But if I ever write a story in my book, a story about my life, like my entire life, There are several stories that are in there. I'm someone who's growing in my faith and really learning to understand how biblical stories relate to regular life. And I realized that anytime God has done anything special in somebody's life, there's always been a period of transition. There's always been a desert of some sort, whether it be literal or figuratively. And in my life, I've had literal deserts. There's literally a year I lived in the desert. That was a big part of my life. And then I've had figurative deserts in my life. And the stories I'll tell you is this. So in 2007, I came home from the military. I told you that. So I took a job at a call center because I needed work. Me and my wife have 5 children, and we wanted to make sure we could feed them and keep our house. So I had to find a job that would allow me to do something to make money. And I worked this job for 2 years. I was at a call center. And I remember one day I was at my desk and I was just sad for no reason. Sad for I was just sitting there sad. And then I just started crying. I sat at my desk and I broke down crying. And this young lady who I had never, she's an older lady than me, but I call all ladies young ladies. And she noticed me, and I don't think I've ever had a full conversation with this lady, but she came over to my desk and she said, "ReZsaun, what's going on, baby?" And I said, "I don't know, but I'm just so sad. I don't know why I'm so sad, but I'm just so sad." And that lady told me, she said, "ReZsaun, I want you to clock out." So I asked my boss, I said, "Can I clock out for about 15 minutes just to compose myself?" And she said, "Okay." And me and that lady went into the room and she prayed with me. And I went back into she said, "Go back." She said, "Go back to your desk. I'm about to go on break." And when I come back, she said, "Do you have a Bible?" And I said, "I have, some Bibles." But she said, "Do you have your own Bible? That's yours." I said, "No, ma'am. I don't." And she said, "Okay, well, I'm about to go on break. I'm going to go on break, and then I'll see you when I come back from break." She came back from break, and she gave me a Bible and a Bible study journal. And when she gave it to me, she said, "Don't worry, you're going to be all right." About a month later, I want to say it was a month later, it was 2009, I told my wife, "I hate what I do for a living. We make decent money, and that's cool, but I can't just work for money. There's something that's missing from my life. I'm not happy, and I can't do this." And my wife, being the great woman of God that she is, she said, "Listen, I know you, so I know if you're thinking about it, you've already got a plan for it. So what are you going to do?" I said, "I'm going to go back to school." I didn't know what I was going to school. I actually didn't know what I was going to enroll in for, but I told her, in order to get to where God has for me, I got to start. I left that job. I quit that job, and I went back to school at Trident. I met a teacher who talked to me about becoming a teacher. And within 4 years, I had my associate's degree and my bachelor's degree, and I entered the classroom.
Wow.
That's the story that really started the trajectory of the life that I have now. Now I cannot be more fulfilled. I wake up every day with purpose. I wake up every day with the opportunity to change somebody's life and to make somebody's life better. That's the greatest thing in the world. There's no price tag you can put on that. And those types of things are things that I walk into this race with an understanding that God does things in miraculous ways, but God uses people to do miraculous things. And God has used me so many times to impact so many people. And I believe that this is just another opportunity that God is using me to guide somebody else towards something positive. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
ReZaun Lewis, that's the drop the mic moment. The only thing that I can say is, please give the viewers all your contact information where they can support your campaign. They can donate, they can volunteer, they can get more information. I think you laid it all out on the table right there. So once again,
yes, sir,
share your information with the viewers.
Yes, sir. You can find me on my website. If you want more information about me, please go to my website, ReZsaun4SC.com. That's ReZaun4SC.com. Or follow me on anywhere on social media. I am a very transparent person. One thing I'll tell you is, when I decided to run, I never had to delete anything from my social media. I didn't have to try to change my life around to become representative of the people. And I'll tell you this, I'm a kid from North Charleston. North Charleston is my walk. North Charleston is my talk. I'm going to be North Charleston. That means you will see hoodies. You will see fitteds, and you will hear words like dope on my campaign. Why? Because I am me all day long. So if you want to reach out, if you have questions, if you're not sure about the electoral process, please reach out. And I want to make one more plug. Every Thursday, I do a weekly address where I talk to people about my platform, about the things that I care about, and I actually take questions live on air. So if you want to check me out, please go to my website, find out when we're doing them, and I'd love to talk to you and meet you. Thank you so much, Thank you so much, Geno, for having me again. Hey, the legend, Geno Jones.
My brother, I'm honored. Listen, let me just translate some viewers. So I'm going to say what ReZsaun is not going to say. He's saying that, look, ain't no skeletons in his closet. He didn't have to pay off any entertainers at Magic City in Atlanta, nothing like that. He's good.
None of them. I'm good.
My mom is watching. She just said, very interesting young man. She's very, very impressed. So
praise God.
Yeah, she is.
Praise God.
You're talking about a praying woman, man.
Yes.
My mom is that. So.
Thank you, Mama Jones. Appreciate you.
Listen, ReZsaun. Thank you, ReZsaun. You are just. You are even more impressive. You know, I've seen you before, and I know we've kind of encountered each other. You know, just out in publicly because we both have kind of high-profile jobs. So when I saw your face, I immediately remembered. I said, I know I've met this brother, but the future's in good hands, ladies and gentlemen. You see for yourself. Listen, I'm all in with this brother. You have a home on the Geno Jones Show and this platform. Everybody, I just want you to know and look at the screen because you were looking at the next South Carolina State Representative for District 97, like my mother who's watching taught me, and my grandmother, Jean Jones up in heaven. She said, Jeannie, she said, speak it into existence. Now, really, my grandmother's term was, she said, baby, name it and claim it. That was her phrase.
Yeah.
Name it and claim it to God. Speak it into existence. So honored to have you on the show. We'll be talking again soon. Thanks again.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
This is a special election. So you are not voting in November for this election. This is from May 17th. So the election is May 17th. So if you're in District 97, this election will be on May 17th. That's all I wanted to say.
No, that's important. That's really important. Yeah. So once again, I'm going to have you back on the show before then, just to kind of remind everybody. But that's very important. And that's going to be easy for me to remember because that's 3 days before my birthday. So that'll be really easy.
There it is. That's my grandma's birthday.
Is it? May 20th?
Yes.
Right. And,
yes, sir.
And the day after Janet Jackson's birthday. So, you know, I'm a big Janet Jackson fan. ReZsaun Lewis, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, man. God bless you, brother. May God continue to bless, have favor on you and your family. But he is definitely working through you. So, honored to have you. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you, man. Listen, wow. What else? You know what? There's nothing else I need to say. If you were watching this conversation, you see how impressive, you see the passion, the commitment, the sense of purpose, the compassion, the empathy, the humanity, the sense of I'm not in this for me, I'm in this and to allow God to use me, as my mother who's watching right now taught me. She said, Jeannie, when you allow God or whatever you believe in, your creator, to use you as a vessel to be a blessing for other people, your blessings will come down out of the heavens like raindrops from the sky. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones channel. Please like and share every episode. Tell everybody you know and don't know to subscribe to my channel. Spread the word. Let's spread the good word, the gospel. Spread the word. You can watch me live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. And if you missed the show, you can go back and binge watch it. Go back and binge watch all of my episodes. If you came in and you saw the conversation I just had with ReZsaun Lewis, go back and watch it from the beginning. Just not only impressive, compassion, humanity, empathy, a sense of purpose, and a sense of making other people's lives better. He'd be a pretty damn good debate partner. Look out, Stephen A. Smith and Shannon and Skip Bayless, because hey, we coming for you. If we gonna create our own, then y'all gonna be coming for us. All right. Hey, listen, shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is the CEO and owner of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. You can check him out on Instagram, KLB Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones, Bruce Gage, the official wardrobe consultants and stylists for the Geno Jones Show. Allie Jones is on Instagram. Check out her Instagram page. It is fire. She is, oh my God, the future superstar, designer, supermodel, _ Lexi. The underscore is that line at the bottom, line below, _ Lexi, Lexxie, space, one space over, Nicole, Nicole, _ Lexi with 2 X's, space, Nicole Designs. And Bruce Gage is on Instagram. Just do an Instagram search for Bruce Gage. It's Miglio, Miglio, D-I, Mario, Uomo. Miglio D, but it's I, Miglio D Mario Uomo. Check him out. All right, but just do, like I said, the Instagram search for Bruce Gage. The next live edition tomorrow, Friday. Yes, Friday. We call it Friday edition of the Geno Jones Show. It's coming to you live at 6:30 p.m. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Few little technical gremlins. You know, like I said, we know the enemy is busy, but we're going to keep, you can't stop. This train has already left the station. So until Friday, go back. If you missed some of it, go back and watch this and every episode. And until Friday, tomorrow, if you're watching me in real time, 6:30 p.m. I just got one more thing to say. And I do, once again, I want to thank ReZsaun Lewis, the next South Carolina state representative for District 97. One last thing. Be blessed. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.